Ready? Started. So guys, we're going to do the SuperPro bushes on the support rods on my 84 Corvette. I picked up one of these bearing and bushing installer remover kits off eBay. Here in Australia they're about 130 bucks, but you probably get them cheaper. Look, they're not that expensive, but they're really good for doing the bushing. So come on the other side, we'll have a bit of a look on the bushing. So I've already got the strut rod out, and I've already taken the old bushings out. Now the old bushings didn't need to be replaced, but because I'm putting the SuperPro ones in here, I decided to do this as a matter of you know, doing it the right way the first time. So here's the tool itself. So it comes with a nut with a bearing and then a conical holder. So the way I've been doing these is they just go on like that. Grab the lube. Lube up. Now these are already clean, so I don't have to worry about cleaning them, but if you are starting from scratch, you'd need to just make sure that they're cleaned. So that one's on. Let me just get a rag. Shit goes everywhere. Righto, we'll get a bush. Lube her up. I'm going to go around to the bench vise in a minute and put them on. So you can press them in with the bench vise, but I find that they slip out and then the bushing ends up going flying, and then it hits the floor in the workshop, and it gets full of dirt, and then you've got to usually wipe the grease off it. And I found the easiest way to do it is to get this tool, and while it looks a little bit how you're doing, so this one's got a conical edge on that side, so I've been putting that one on the shaft, and then we put the strut rod on. Just lean that there for a minute. Now we pick a sleeve out of that kit that's just a little bit bigger than that, and it's basically just a receiver for this side. We put that on that way, put the nut on. Whoop, dropsies, need a beer. Now I just pull it down until the head, the bolt, the threaded rod starts to come through, and then we take it over to the vise and we run amok with it. So 22 is probably already over there. Righto, let's go and have a look over at the vise. You're doing well there, sweetie. Righto. Come over here and we'll put this in the vise.
My feet hurt.
Yes, I know. I just thought I can't do all the... So I always just put this in here, just so you don't need a helper. And you just pull on the nut and it goes nice and firm, and it just holds it enough. So I'll do my best to line this up. And sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't. You just try and line that up. You've got to be... And then you just... That. Get rid of that. So I'll just push it in there, and you'll see that it's starting to go a little bit funny. Now sometimes you can just keep, see how that's going in, sometimes you can keep pushing it. There it goes. Doesn't matter if it goes skew as it's going in. If you get down obviously and it's bottomed out, well that's no good. So that's going straight in, and then all of a sudden you'll see it pop. And when it pops, bang, there she goes. And I always bring it back up because obviously we're going to do another bush on the other end. So come over and we'll have a bit of a look at this. Take this off. Sleeve off, bushing out. So you can see that it's popped through. Beautiful. So then the next step is to grease up the internal part. So these SuperPro bushes are webbed on the inside, so they retain grease a lot better. And fill that up with a little bit of grease. Lube up the sleeve as well. So the good thing about it is the strut rods are the same size either side, so it doesn't matter doesn't matter which one you put in first. The dog bones are different. The smaller ones on the inside, larger ones on the outside, and I'm yet to do those, but I'll do another video on that because I just thought we'd do some shorter videos. That's why we're doing this one. Nice short one, and we'll upload that, and then I'll do the dog bones and we can do another one. So let's go over, push this one in. So this is where you probably end up squaring a little bit, because if it pops out, there's that sleeve. That's just a little bit of off-cut 1 7/8 pipe that I've got. I use that as a receiver. You could use the sleeves out of that kit, but when you're trying to balance this, it can get a little bit difficult. Righto, so this is usually where I swear because it flies out. Actually, you don't need the receiver, because if I drop that right now, that sleeve's going to hit the ground and get covered in shit. There we go, look at that. That's beautiful. That's lovely.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, eh? The other end's the same process. And then we can put that in the car. Come around here, we can have a bit of a look at that.
Yeah.
So obviously, so obviously these the SuperPro ones come with their own shims, so you don't have to use the factory ones. And they probably wouldn't fit anyway, I don't think. No, they don't fit on the sleeve. So the factory ones don't get used, but you do use the ones that come in the kit, and they sit nice and flush with the cross tube. So when the camber bolt goes in there, or when the bolt goes in there, it centers and it pulls down on the cross tube. So it comes with 8 washers, but I only use 2 on the other side. We'll go and show the other side. So I did the other side this morning, and I'll get a light, Millie. Just stay there and I'll grab a light.
Okay.
Is that better, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's better. So you can see the dog bones are done. They got the SuperPro ones in there. SuperPro ones in there. These are all torqued down already. So I've torqued these 2 bolts here, the shock bolt, and the strut rod I've done. I'm going to poke under here. So I've done the strut rod this morning, so you can see that it's got the blue bushes up here.
Up where?
Up there, look. So it's got the blue bushes and the shims in there ready to go. Now I've only pulled that one down to 70 pounds at this stage because the car's got to have an alignment. So when it has an alignment, then you've got to pull that down to, I think it's 170 pounds, that bolt. So I'll wait till it goes in to get a wheel on it for that. But yeah, it works better. All the suspension's travelling better when I jack it up. I was getting a bit of binding, not so much in the rear, but definitely in the front. But now with the SuperPro bushes in there, it's not doing that at all. So there you go. So I hope that helps. Pulling it out's pretty straightforward. Just pulling the wheel off, leave the brake caliper on. The book says you can pull the spring off, which is just pulling the cotter pin out, taking that nut off, and then just dropping that down, and that takes off a bit of the load. But I found that I could put dog bones and strut rod in there without actually disconnecting any of that. Then it's pretty much undo the dog bones. Don't sing while we're doing this. Taking off the dog bones and all those bolts. I always tape up that channel there so you don't drop the nut down into the channel, because the nut sits in behind here. It's a relatively easy process. Yeah, hope that helps. I'll upload it and we'll see how it goes. I'll get another one. We'll do the dog bones on the other side, and I'll get my daughter here, Amelia, to come up and do some videotaping because she likes doing it. Yay, don't it? Yeah. Righto. Hope it helps. See ya.